Hello everyone, we finished the TREC-car tutorial number 4 with the introduction of the magnetic circuit as iron or ferrite. In this TREC-car tutorial number 5, we will show how to do a physical model of the magnetic circuit with and without air gap. Then we will see how to use this magnetic model to do a coil physical model and the symmetry of this model. This is just a quick reminder to show the ability of iron or ferrite to concentrate the magnetic flux, and also to remember that we have to use the average length of the magnetic circuit to do the exact calculation, because the magnetic amplitude is not constant across the magnetic circuit. Here we have a magnetic circuit with a reluctance R, an average length capital L, a section capital S, and a permeability mu. The magnetic flux will be forced with a coil of N turns. The magnetic flux phi equal Bs and B equal mu H. With a magnetic circuit, the Ampere's law is much easier to calculate H. We count how many currents cross the blue area determined by the circulation of the H vector. So H equal Ni over L. If we define the reluctance R as R equal L over mu S, we can write down phi equal N times I over R. We can note that the resistance formula R equal L over sigma S is similar to the reluctance, with permeability for the reluctance and conductivity for the resistance. If we replace the flux phi by I and N times I by U, we get an electrical circuit analogy to model the magnetic circuit. If the source voltage takes the Ni value and the resistance the reluctance value, the current in the electrical circuit will represent the magnetic flux. Sometimes the flux is noted NBS to take in account the number N of coil turns. We will come back later on this point, but here in the electrical model, the flux is represented by the current, and of course it is just Bs. Now we introduce an air gap in the magnetic circuit. The electrical model will have two reluctances, the magnetic circuit and the air gap reluctances. Flux equal Bs is constant on the magnetic circuit because of the flux conservation rule, as a current in the electrical model. If S is constant, B is constant, but by definition H will be not the same in the magnetic circuit and in the air gap. The voltages across R and capital R will be H times L and H0 times E. The resistance capital R represents the air gap reluctance if we assume in first order that the section in the air is close to the section S, due to the fact that E length is very small compared to S. The resistance R represents the reluctance of the magnetic circuit. So the reluctance can be written as L plus mu R times E over mu 0 mu R S. This reluctance with air gap can be seen in two ways. For the first one, we take the main reluctance as the magnetic circuit mu. So air gap E can be seen as an extension of the magnetic circuit length, with the length mu R times E added to the real L magnetic circuit. Of course, as the global length increases with the air gap, the magnetic flux will be reduced. For the vision of the second way, we take the main reluctance as the air gap, so we have a reluctance of E over mu0 S. In this case, the magnetic circuit of the length L and the relative permeability μr can be seen as a magnetic short circuit for magnetic flux by increasing the air gap E by the additional length L over μr. For our inductance physical model, on the electric side, we apply a voltage across the coil and we measure the current I. With the Ampere's law, we need to count how many times the current crosses the area determined by the vector H circulation. So we multiply by n. This value, n times I, is transformed to a voltage source value and connected to the magnetic circuit reluctance R on the magnetic side of the model. In this equivalent electrical circuit, the current represents the magnetic flux. So this current is copied and forced in the 1 Henry inductance to get the derivation of the current across the inductance. As the current I is a flux and L equal 1 Henry, the voltage across the inductance represents the flux derivation. Each turn of the coil is crossed by the flux, and each turn generates a voltage proportional to the flux variation. So the voltage across the coil is n times the derivative of the flux phi over t. Mathematically speaking, n times the derivative of flux over t is equal to the derivative of n times phi over t. This is why at the slide number 3 I spoke of flux equal nbs, but n times phi is not too much physical. The physical reality is that each turn provides a voltage proportional to the derivation of the flux over t. So for n turns, we have n times the derivative of the flux over t. On the right side, you can see that from I, we got n times I, then the flux phi, then n times the derivative of the flux over t to get the voltage. But of course, we have also a direct way from the current to the voltage with the formula L di over dt, with L equal n square mu S over L. By the way, for n equal 1, the inductance is the inverse of the reluctance. This direct way is an electrical model, but the other one can be called a physical model because we use a model of the magnetic effect. This inductor physical model works on both sides. If we use the electric side as an input, we force a voltage or a current and we get a magnetic flux on the magnetic side of the model. Now, if we use the magnetic side as an input by forcing a magnetic flux, the electrical side will provide a voltage proportional to the magnetic flux variation. I want to thank you for your attention. On my next TRC car tutorial number 6, we will see the effect of the magnetic circuit saturation on the coil current. We will also compare the magnetic and electrostatic energy and pressure. See you soon and stay tuned.